So let me pull up our order management system. So I do see my order management system should be seen on the screen that I'm sharing. Okay, so I know there's a lot of windows out here, which I know you typically would expect from an OMS or trading platform. But I'll just give like a high level overview. So essentially, when you get enabled on our platform, there is at the top level a group where you can add multiple accounts that belong to that group. So in my demo platform here, that's what I'm showing you. And the reason being, there are group level risk controls, and we'll try out some of them that are available at a group level. And then at the account level, there could be additional risk controls that you may want to configure. So you see it looks very much the same risk settings, but you'll see there could be some additional ones, or there may be group level settings that you're not enable for everyone, but you may want to fine tune some more conservative limits for like specific accounts belonging to a particular group. The other windows here, account opening positions, that simply displays what are your start of day, your opening positions when you start your trading day. And then here is a very simple order entry form, order entry window. We'll do some tests down here. We'll definitely do some examples where, once you have positions, once you have open orders, how do the risk controls work? And then this is probably more familiar, an order blotter, as orders get entered, whether they get filled or they get rejected and so on. And then here, this is a simple trades blotter, as trades get filled. So we'll definitely be working on a few cases here, but let's get right into it. So what I wanted to do was to start with the price checks, the fat finger price checks. So a very simple case here where, let me see, I have my account set up with no price checks. So that's under here, max price variation where nothing's checked. So if I had a liquid security, let's say Apple is obviously very liquid. So this is a demo platform, but it does have real-time prices. So just to make the demo more realistic, the prices that they should get filled at certain prices. So let's say the bid ask is $227.34 to 35 cents or something. And then just using like a quick simulator demo. So, order goes through, I get filled here 227.33, which was the ask, even though I entered a more aggressive limit. This is obviously Apple's a very liquid security, even if it's high value. If I enter some crazy number, like let's say, let's say 300, clearly through the market. But when I send it, it would still get filled. Oh, I ended up sending 2 orders. So even though I had a price of like $300, clearly through the market, you'll see that it got filled, at the offer because it's a very liquid market. So there's no risk there. But obviously, if it was an illiquid security, you want to make sure they actually get rejected. So let me put in a price check here. Let me look at max price variation. So this is a very simple price check where I'm just saying if I'm 5% through the market, so we'll look at the best ask price for a buy order or the bid price for a sell order. If it's more than 5% through the market, I want the order rejected. So let me put in an order where it shouldn't violate it. So like any good tester that I'm sure some of you do, I'm not too far through the market, less than 5% through the market. It should go through and get filled. Oh, and I've sent 2 orders. So it got filled right on the offer, even though, okay. But then if I go to the example that we did, when the risk checks were off, let's say 300, right? Clearly the price that is through the market, I would expect us to get rejected. Okay, so that's the last order that I just sent. My price limit was 300. Clearly it's through the market. So we also provide a reasonable, an explanation, a reason as to why it got rejected. So the user knows why it got rejected. So that's a quick demonstration of the price check. There are additional features. So, this is based on customer feedback where they want some more price checks in terms of, let's say a price level. So for a low price stock, they may allow, some more price variation through the market, simply because, a price tick on a low price stock is actually quite a high percentage. So let's just do, again, just for an example here. So let's say $4, I want to allow 10% through the market. Okay, just as a demonstration. Okay, so let me do for a low price stock. So Sirius XM, series symbol is like a $3 or something price. Okay, so trading at 350 to 351. So if you send it a price that's under 10%, I'm sending it to the ask price. This order will go through, buying one share series. Order is in, the new order gets created. And if I put in an aggressive price, let's say $5 through the market, it'll apply that, which is more than the 5%, right, in the default value. So this one, we want to apply a higher or allow a higher price percentage. So this should reject the order. And then you get the same error here that it's been rejected. Okay. And so the same thing can happen as well. I'm just checking our time. I think we're making good progress here. So also a high price stock would also have the ability to set a price check. Okay, so let me move on, just so I'm able to show some other kinds of limits. Let me just disable some of these price checks. So the next one I wanted to go through was shares in terms of like size. So let's say I wanted to restrict the maximum shares entered per equities order to, let's say, just 5 shares. This is just for demonstration purposes. So I've been testing with 1 share, and obviously it goes through. So let's do a quick check again, where buying Apple, sorry, I just picked the prices just to have it as a trader, where if I send 1 order, it's less than the 5 shares limit that I put in, so it'll accept that order. Okay, order goes through and gets filled. If I send 5 shares, so it still allows it should still allow 5 shares to go through. So exact same order, sending 5 shares, and you see it goes through and gets filled. But if I enter 6 shares, I will get rejected. Okay, the order exceeds the number of shares. Okay, so that is the order size price check. We do something very similar for a market dollar value for an order, and this works for equities and options. I did want to show you the duplicate order. So this is at the account level where it checks for a duplicate order being sent. So let's do a very simple one. Let's do go back to Sirius XM. So you'll see that if I send the exact same order to the simulator good, that if I send multiple orders through, you'll see that this 3rd order got rejected because it identified that it was the same order being sent. And the way the feature works, essentially there's a timer in the background. So within a time range, in seconds, in milliseconds, it's able to detect if the same order is being sent, that it assumes it's a duplicate order and it'll reject the order. Let me just get through like one other example here in terms of a side, like those operational exchange or clearing firm types of risk limits. So I'll just do one for shares to keep it simple. So we have this order side marking setting that we have it set to enforce. Okay, so if I was to enter an order to sell short, so I just want to check a position, a stock where I don't have a current position. So I'm going to use Verizon. Okay. Where I want to sell along one share of Verizon at some price. Simulator, I'm selling along. I don't have a long position in Verizon. And when I send it, I get rejected. It tells me, oh, your equity order is mismarked. Okay, so this account, again, you can set it that you allow short selling in an account. You can do a sell short. So it's setting the same order, but just changing the side to sell short. This should go through. And yes, it does as a sell short.